In 2011, Nicole Moore was on vacation in Cancun with a group of friends, having the time of her life. Today, after a vicious shark attack in shallow waters that left her close to death, the Orangeville nurse brings her story and her fighting spirit and positive message to Niagara.
By the time I got to the hospital, they said I'd lost 60% of my blood volume. And yes, in the ocean, after the first bite to my leg, I didn't see the shark. I never saw any fin, any warning. I just saw this ocean turn bright red immediately, and I knew what it was. Even though I hadn't seen it, I knew it was a shark. And then when it came back around and did all this damage to my arm, the amount of blood was unbelievable. And then of course I kept bleeding out on the beach itself.
What was going through your mind while you were still in the water?
Get me out of here. I was absolutely terrified. As a mother, I'm a mother of 2 young girls. I was thinking of my children, and is this how my children are going to lose their mother? And I knew that I just had to keep fighting forward, keep moving forward and fighting for my life. When I was finally able to get out of Mexico and back to Toronto, they told me had I arrived 24 to 48 hours, I would be dead. I was so ill with infection and just debris still left in my wounds and just basic medicine that was neglected down in Mexico. But back to the half glass, half full, they saved my life, right? So they were good enough to save my life, and to me that's all that matters. I'm still here to tell my story.
It's my job to be the advocate for the reader, to take them to the beach, to take them to the operating theaters, to take them to her house. And as a result, I had to contact all of the people who might give me that story. And that meant doctors, nurses, people in Mexico, people she traveled with, her husband, her father, her daughters, etc. And so I did many, many interviews over several months, collected all that information. Then I did probably 12, 15 interviews with Nicole herself, got her story in various ways, and then sat about the business of writing it up. So it was interesting.
How has her experience changed your life? How has it influenced you?
Mike, I can tell you, I am a better person for having met this lady. She is so inspirational, so positive, so optimistic. And, you know, we all have the odd blue day, and if I'm sort of mopey around, I go, wait a minute, what would Nicole be doing now? That just fires me up. So it's been really rewarding. And we've developed a very nice friendship, too. So it's been rewarding across the board. Even
facing, you know, the prospect of losing your left arm, you were still positive. How does that happen?
I don't know. I don't know if it was something that existed in me before. I was always a pretty positive person to begin with, but quite honestly, I think it was just how bad that situation could have been. I could have died on that beach, but I didn't. I could have died when I got to Toronto, but I didn't. I could have been in a coma, not been able to embrace my children or my husband, but I was able to. And I often follow that blog entry when people read that and mention it with, I am loved and able to be loved, and that's all that matters. It really is that simple in life, and that's what I live by. Everything else doesn't really matter.
Shark Assault, an amazing story of survival, is available on Dundurn Press. Visit sharkassault.com for more information on Nicole's story. Reporting in Niagara on the Lake for The Source, I'm Mike Balsom.